All right, all right, all right. This is Nexxlegacy Radio. I am Brandon here with a guest. I've had the opportunity to be able to check this man out and pay attention to what he's doing. Big picture is rising, rising, rising. If I could describe this guy with one word, it's definitely rising. This dude is definitely about to take the world, not just his location, my location, your location, everybody by storm. So Nexxlegacy Radio would like to welcome Fame in the building, on the radio station, globally, worldwide. What's up, my brother?
Oh, man, thank you so much for having me. That was a great introduction, and definitely, I appreciate it.
Man, I'm truth telling right now, you know what I'm saying? Because I did have a chance, obviously, through our mutual partner, to check out and see what you have going on. I know you got something new that I'm sure you want to talk to the folks about. But before that, I want to basically, for the people out there that's listening right now who has tapped into you for the very first time, tell them a little bit about yourself, too.
Yeah, I'm an artist from Mississauga, Ontario. That's in Canada. So shout out to Canada one time. I've been doing music since I was about 14 years old, just doing talent shows in school and just, putting music on YouTube and stuff like that. But as I started to do that, locally, a lot of my family and friends supported me, and they encouraged me to keep going. And that just, made me believe in myself more and just understand that, chasing your dreams is really possible. And being passionate about music, I decided at a very young age that I wanted to do it full time and just take it very seriously. So it's been history ever since. I'm 25 now, and, I've done a lot of successful shows. I've been traveling the world, and, just making change within the music.
I feel like when you put in the effort and the time and everything that comes with it as far as big picture, and it doesn't matter the age, I feel like it's really a matter of just how bad you want it at the end of the day. And I think if anything, anybody out there, you set your dreams into a different, stratosphere, and you put in that effort and time, it's going to pay off in a sense where you had it in your mind at a young age that, look, this is all I want. This is ready. It's go time. It's really about that life right now that I want to build and create. From an artist standpoint, some people will have it, put it away, have it, put it away, have it, and put away. So what has made you consistent with your drive and your effort, bro?
I would say the consistency just really comes with experience in life. Music has always been an outlet for me to express myself. I was never really big on, talking about how I feel to people personally. It was more like I want to write about it. I want to let it out through the music. So that's always been a given. But outside of that, what keeps me consistent, what keeps me hungry is just wanting more for my family, wanting more for the people around me, creating opportunities, making sure that we're building. And I kind of feel like I was, in a sense, I have a family curse. A lot of people in my family, unfortunately, they don't own houses and stuff like that, or maybe even their own business. And I kind of want to change that narrative moving into the future and just, again, creating opportunities. And I feel like music is my platform and my way to create those opportunities. You know what I mean?
Fame is my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio, and you just hit on something right there that I've been trying to preach and teach and tell people, that not all family curses are super negative. You could break a curse by doing exactly what you just said: buy a house, own property, own land, own a business, be the first guy to go to college, or do something in the sense where it's not all doom and gloom. It's just an extra layer or an extra level that you got to get to when you basically have the drive to want to do it. It's okay to be the first one in your family to make it, in a sense where, your other family members may have had aspirations, or they may have wanted it to do it on this level. It's just like all generations. Think about it, Fame. Our first generation before us set it up for the second generation, and the second generation set it up for us, and so on and so forth. So it's not, they can do only what they can, but it's great for them to see you take that next level.
100%. And I feel like, having little cousins and brothers and sisters who look up to me, it's like I'm kind of leading them in a way of, kind of changing their mindset and showing them something different that maybe I wasn't necessarily exposed to. but showing them
Right.
a lifestyle like, yo, this is the future. This is what you need to be thinking about. And follow your dreams, do what you love, do anything you're passionate about, but understanding, like, you know, when it comes to growing up and the business choices you make, like, all that stuff matters and it's important too, you know?
And it's habit forming too, because I know as an artist, I know you are trying to make sure that you have a day-to-day routine that is essential to your progression, right? So tell the
Yes.
listeners a little bit of what you normally do to get yourself pumped up during the course of a day.
Yeah, definitely. I think, I'm not gonna lie, I don't always get to it, but I think a healthy breakfast is important. You know, something
That's
something
what's up.
healthy. Yeah. I like to go to the gym. You know, just kind of take the music away, everything away. Just kind of focus on more of the physical health of things. I think that kind of
Right.
sets the tone. Starting like that, and then just really, like, you know, what I'm finding now, and I wasn't always like this, but really like scheduling certain things and putting time zones on what you want to do. So, for example, if I say today I want to write a song or I want to write some type of music, I'm going to dedicate from 7 a.m. to, let's say, 1:30 in the afternoon. That's the time frame where I can't do anything else except for write. Like, that's just an example, you know what I mean?
That's
So
what's up.
I just feel like scheduling out your time and being more proactive with that. And it takes discipline. It's not easy, but you got to really understand and pay attention to what you're focusing on. And if it's not good for you, you got to switch it up a bit, like tune it a little bit, you know?
Amen to that. And listen, I'm still learning that, and you know, and I'm almost twice your age for this reason, because you're going to get pulled in every direction you possibly can, and there's going to be people that's going to stretch you out and be like, hey, can you do this? And then you're going to get a phone call and be like, hey, I need this done by, you know, in the next 15 minutes. And you're going to get so many different people pulling you in different directions. It's good to have some structure when you are trying to create that. And sometimes it you know, you can veer off a little bit, and that's okay. You know, it's just like when you work out, man, you have a cheat day, but then you get back at it, and then it's all love. You know what I mean? So it's a progress, and as long as you still have a focus on what you need to do, big picture, you can't go wrong. So let me ask you this: as an artist, you got something new that's out there for the people out there to really tap into and listen and pay attention. So tell the people a little bit about your new stuff that you got right now.
Yeah, so I just dropped a new record. It's called What a Year. You know, it really just touches on mental health and understanding that you really never know what people are going through. I feel like it's normal in our human nature to, when we greet people out of respect, you know, we say, how are you? You know, I call it like small talk. You know, most of the time people say, I'm doing good. Like, you know, how you doing today? And it's very straightforward. But again, like, you really never know what people are going through. And it's not for people to, it's not to say that they have to be open with everyone, because not everything is people's business. But I just feel like if you're going to ask someone how they're doing, sometimes I feel like we need to more focus on meaning it and really, like, checking for people, especially if they're people you care about and they're around you. And, you know, don't keep it small. Like, really, I'll be asking people, like, you know, how's your mental health? And sometimes it throws them off, but them hearing that, they're like, damn, like, this guy really just asked me a serious question. Like, he cares. Like, I don't really care that much. And, you know, when you see people's face turn and they're like, you know, well, actually, I'm actually going through this, that, and the third, it just, like, people need to know that they got support and you're really there for them if you really are, you know? And that's kind of what this record caters to. As an artist, I feel like we're often showing our accomplishments, especially when it comes to social media. We don't really post the negative, and I feel like that's where I was at with the record. I was like, you guys only really know the glory side of things, but you don't really know my story. And that's within me to, like, you know, express and be more open about it. But at the same time, it's like what the industry paints these days is, like, almost like perfect. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, you got to find a balance. You got to find a balance. And I was just
and that should be evident, Fame. That should be evident for this reason. There's a journey in everybody's career and their career path and how they go about it. And every journey is not a perfect journey. Every journey has obstacles. Every journey has a story that needs to be told. So if you don't tell the full story, and like you said, not everybody needs to know everything, but just enough of transparency to let people know, like, hey, it's not all about the jewelry. It's not about the cars. It's not about what you have on the material side. It's about what I came from and what I went through and how I'm doing now and why I'm doing what I'm doing and what my motivation is. I think it runs deeper as far as people's level of respect that they have for you musically and also as a person.
100%. 100%. But yeah,
Same as my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio. And look, man, with this single, tell the people where they can go get it, how they can go support you, and all that good stuff.
For sure. It's available on all streaming platforms. We actually just dropped the music video a couple of days ago. So that's on YouTube. You just type in Fame Holiday What a Year, and it's right there. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's very educational. So if you have kids or, if there's any kids watching this, I definitely encourage you to check it out. And, there's help out there. You're not alone. And understand that, we're all here to support, especially as a community worldwide, all levels. We're all here to support. So, yeah, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at Official Fame Holiday. And, yeah, that's where to contact me at. I'm here.
What has been the positive signs that you have, not just from releasing the single and the video, obviously, but the music and the path that you've taken? Like, tell us a little bit more. I mean, just actually best of both worlds. Tell the people a little bit as far as, the positive vibes you've gotten and, some feedback or, something on a constructive, feedback level that may have been challenging. It could be from shows to whatever, but, tell people a little bit about both sides of the world when it comes to just the making of, not just your records, but your push too.
Yeah. Okay, cool. For the record, I would say on the positive side, the amount of people who have heard the record, they watched the music video, and they were touched by it. It opened up a conversation, especially within the Black community. I feel like mental health is not something that we were really taught or we talk about. I can't really, say that my mom ever, I don't even remember her saying the words mental health ever. And that's not to knock her or anything. I just don't think that's like something that we ever talk about, It's not personal, but it's just what it is. So with that being said, I know there's a lot of other families who could relate. It just sparked a lot of like, oh, wow, so you feel like that, and that's what mental health is? It's like there's a lot of room for educating people on what mental health is and not looking at it like an illness, but looking at it like this happens to everybody, It's not, It doesn't pick and choose who it goes to. We all experience different things, and there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just learning how to deal with it and getting the right resources and people around you to guide you through that process, So to hear all the stories that people have reached out to me about, it was just overwhelming, but in a great way. I was like, man, like it's crazy how you could just vent and put your story out there and how much people it could touch and you don't even know. So I would say that's definitely on the positive side. On the negative side, I mean, I don't really look at negative. I look at like if something doesn't go right, it's like a lesson to do things better. But
yeah.
On the negative side, are you just talking about like regarding the record or
just in general, man? Just the struggles that it takes, because I mean, and I wouldn't even like you. I wouldn't even look at it as negative. I would look at it as mostly challenges, stuff that gets that the obstacles that you have to go through on a regular basis to put it out. And it could be anything from, studio time or just trying to make sure that the communication is solid between, you and, your producers or your people that you work beside or whatever the case may be, any of those things.
Yeah, I'll give you two real quick ones. One, definitely I think is challenging is we're in a generation and a time where anyone could pick up a mic and say they're an artist. They might not be the best, they might not be that good, but the opportunity is there. People have their own studios in their house. Like, you don't always got to rent a studio now, and you can still produce the same quality music. You know what I mean? So I think, weeding through all the, okay, this person's serious and this person's not, making sure that you stand out above everyone, like, what makes you different. I think that was a problem in the past, me finding myself. There are certain artists that I looked up to, and I really wanted to be them in a sense. That sounds crazy to say, but it's real. Like, I was really inspired, and I didn't know myself. I didn't know my identity yet. But as I followed my journey and I continued to make music and start to speak more of my truth and be authentic and just be real, you end up finding yourself throughout that. And that was definitely a process, but it was something I was able to overcome. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that. I like the fact that, it's self-reflection, too. A lot of people don't say that, and a lot of people are too arrogant to admit that, too. You know what I'm saying? And that's, to me, I think it's solid that you can just basically, open it up that way. I mean, there's a lot of artists, in addition to you that has done that will obviously get that respect and that notoriety and things like that. And it's just a lot of the world's crazy, man. You already know it. We already know it. It's out there, self-evident. We need more transparency in a sense. We need more people who are really willing to help people. And I think when people start understanding that, I think it'll get to a point where it's just like, oh, that's going to be the new trend. Because, Fame, you know this. You go on social media right now, and a lot of people will be like, hey, if you don't have these X amount of followers, then you ain't nothing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's not true, because I would take 200, solid supporters who are beside me ready to do it than 2,000 who are just there just to kind of feed off of and be leeches at the end of the day, right? So it's balancing options when it comes to that. You feel me? And it's just different that we have to look at it that way, but at the same time, it still changes us as not just artists, musicians, journalists, people like that, just to kind of filter out that stuff and give flowers to people while they're still here for their efforts and all that other stuff, right?
100%. 100%. We need more leaders, and it's a process, but I definitely think we're heading that direction.
Amen to that. Hey, with you, Fame is my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio. I feel like that's a spark too, man, because listening to your music and just seeing what you're doing out there. And I've been keeping my eye on you prior to our interview, and I like the energy. I like everything that you are embodying when it comes to that. And just even now, it's a motivational tool for me. I love to see young people getting out there trying to do this, not just for themselves, but to be able to expand their horizons and help people. At the end of the day, that's how you want to leave your legacy, right, Fame? But people are going to know you for your music, but they're going to know you more for what you did for them, though, at the end of the day, right?
100%. I agree with that. And I appreciate the love and you being nothing but supportive and opening this platform for me to, speak my truth and, get more supporters even and just let them tap in, because everything I'm doing is really authentic, and I'm just trying to give back to others and always create other opportunities. So for sure.
You sparked that in me, but not only that, I'm going to throw a question your way that you ask other people. How's your mental health?
Ooh, I like that. I see what you did there. My mental health. Honestly, it was a little rocky earlier in the month. Just, gearing up for this new release and just, trying to figure out, man, am I really about to be this vulnerable with the people, and am I ready to talk about these things, dealing with grief and stuff. But I will say ever since I've done it, within the last couple of days or so, it just feels like I'm letting things out of my body that, not to say that they're toxic, but it's just it's grief, you know what I mean? It's certain things that I didn't talk about or let out before. So I feel a lot better, and it's just great to know that I'm not alone. As much as I say, you guys are not alone, hearing other people's stories, I'm very much remembered that I'm not alone, and I just think that's the most important thing. So my mental health right now is great. It's definitely good.
Man, I appreciate you for asking that. Hey, come on, man. At the end of all days, we have to support each other. It's not just, an interview and an interviewee. It's just, I caught the lightning rod of what you're trying to do, big picture, and I just want to add value, more value to it by just being authentic myself as a guy who is a supporter, not just because I want you on my station. It's deeper. It runs deeper than that. And we run literally within the same cloth of who we've been running with. Sasha's great. Shout out to her. But it's really the whole deal about just supporting artists who it's deeper than mainstream. It's deeper than going viral. It's all that stuff is just, it's for show. But what's going to keep you going, Fame, and just me and you talking right now, even though I got hundreds of thousands of people that will be listening, but just you and me, don't change. Just keep evolving as far as a person, who you are, what you want to be, and what you want to do. Because you captured something with this single. This record is not just hot, but it's authentic, like you said, transparent. Yeah. It's laced with a lot of good vibes. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that the people need to hear, not just want to hear, need to hear. Yeah. We need good vibes, right? So this 100%. Is the single. This is the single. So what's on the horizon? You just accomplished something, not just the single and the video coming out a couple days ago, but just, you know what I'm saying? You got records on deck, you got collaborations, tours, whatever.
Yes, sir.
Tell the people what's up for you next.
Yeah, so I definitely got a lineup of singles. I'm gonna be dropping new music every month, gearing up into the summer. I'm also putting together a Canadian tour right now. We in Canada. I'm not sure what it's like on your guys' ends right now, but things just finally opened up. So, like, we could now do venues full capacity. We're about to, like, get rid of the mask mandate stuff. So it's a big moment for Canada right now. It's huge because we've just been in lockdown for so long. So I know everyone out here is very excited to, get back outside and go to live shows. So I'm really, really excited to do this tour, and it's going to be amazing. And, I'm probably going to be actually announcing everything, like the flyers and all that stuff, within the next 2 weeks. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Solid. That's solid. I'm proud of you. Fame is my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio, and you know what? Scratch that. We're going to run that as Nexxlegacy Canada with Fame right now. The takeover is real. So it's real. It's real. So tell me a little bit about just some of your musical influence. I know you probably have a few, so, name some and the reason why you were influenced by either said artist or artist, plural.
Yeah, for sure. One person for me is definitely Big Sean. Big Sean is someone I feel like is very connected and spiritual. He's connected with it, like, just beyond energy. And within his music, he's always uplifting people to, think bigger, like think more on like a mental level where it's like, anything is possible. Manifestation is real. And to me, those things really resonate because everything I put my mind to, any idea I have, I obviously make a plan to achieve it. But once that plan is succeeded and it's done, it's like it happens for me, like this whole video release and all that stuff. Like, this was all an idea in my head, and I just put my mind to it and I made it happen because, again, I feel like manifestation is real. So big shout out to Big Sean. I think that's someone that I would love to work with in the near future, and I just feel like we're on a very similar frequency, and our journey is very similar in terms of what we want to do for the people,
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. I think when it comes to influences and, people who have made an impact in your life that made you either not just want to collab with them, but just, brought out a little something extra in you too. It's just like, I'm working out now and I see somebody hitting, multiple weights. Like, I need to do 10 like that guy or whatever. Or, hey, you know what? This week I saw this guy do 5 miles in a record time. So I want to try to pace myself so I can get to that level. Little things that other people do should be congratulated and inspired by, like, not necessarily emulated, but also you can always flip it and make it your own at the end of days, right? So it's sure. Cool to see and hear, but also it's good that you putting that shit into action, bro. Like, that is the best thing that you can give a game right now. Is just that. And they got everything else. You know what I'm saying? They got the distractions. Yeah. They got the, the challenges. I don't want to say negativity. They got that stuff. They got uplifting music. They got good stuff. So it's just authenticity is going to still reign supreme, and that's how you hold your legacy down. So with that being said, what do you want your legacy to be remembered when it's all said and done in the next 100 years? When they talk about fame, what do you want people to say?
Before I answer that, I kind of want to like go back to something real quick. What you said, I think really stood out to me.
Yeah.
Giving people their flowers on, even if it's the smallest thing, like you said, like you were at the gym and someone was lifting a certain weight, but that inspired you to go do it. Like, sometimes people who are doing amazing things or things that you feel like are great, you don't know what they're going through in their head. They might be having the hardest day of their life and they're just trying to figure it out. But them hearing like, oh, wow, you actually, you appreciate what I'm doing, and I in some way inspired you, like that will go a long way, and I feel like that will make someone's day regardless. So I think that's something that we should definitely promote more. Like, you know, just giving people their flowers, like letting them know if they inspired you, like, hey man, you inspired me to do this. Like, I just want to say I appreciate you, you know. I don't mean to bother you, but I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I think that's solid, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. That's fact.
Yes, sir.
I can dig it.
Sure. And then now going back to the legacy question, man, like, well, first of all, I want to be a mogul. You know, I'm very inspired by like someone like a Master P, a 50 Cent, a Diddy. You know what I'm saying? On just them being artists, but taking it to another level on the business level and just creating different sources of income for their family and friends, and you know what I mean? So I think that's amazing. But I want to be remembered for someone who always looked out for my people and never treated people different because maybe we're on a different level in terms of money or anything like that. I think we're all human. I think we all have the same 24 hours in a day, and whatever I could do, if I was able to accomplish it, someone else could definitely do the same thing. There's no excuse for it. You just got to put in the work. So just someone who was always open to not only lending an ear and being open to help out, but just being there to support you. You know what I mean? So I feel like my people know what it is, and I continue to show myself and to show that I'm a community guy, and I really stand behind my city.
Go time for my man Fame. This is my guest on Nexxlegacy Canada, the takeover. My man, which is going to get
international
great rotation. You're going to get some great rotation here. It's going to be full of love and support. And any shout-outs you want to give, you know what I'm saying, in addition to all the stuff that you just said right now, because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, you had multiple moments right now in this segment where you just dropping mics all day with good games. So give some shout-outs to the people, man, to the people that's inspired you and the people that's in your corner right now.
Yeah, you know, shout out to my family, shout out to my friends. I want to give a big shout out to my great-grandmother who unfortunately passed away earlier in the year last year, but she's definitely someone who always believed in me. You know, she's a big supporter of mine, and she definitely had some type of motivation on this record, you know, just on what I was going through and the place that I was in when I was making the record. So I want to give a big shout out to her for allowing me to not, like, basically just to turn a negative into a positive for the bigger picture, you know. It was a very tough time, but now we're touching people's hearts. We're making a change. We're saving people's life with this record, and I think that's very important. So I want to give a big shout out to her. And, man, shout out to you. I got to give you the biggest shout out right now because, you know, I wouldn't be here without you. And, again, I really, really appreciate the platform. I think what you're doing is amazing for the culture. Worldwide, you're on an international level right now, so that's huge, and I can only imagine where you started to where you are now. So, man, just keep putting in the work, keep applying pressure, and I'm excited to be back here another time, and let's keep connecting, man, for real.
Fame, it's the journey, bro. Like, you and I got so much to discuss offline, but I'm going to say it right now, and I'm going to put it out there for the people. Fame, you deserve a seat at the table when it comes to this Nexxlegacy conglomerate. So, you know, Sasha know the deal. I'm going to tell you some stuff offline. We're going to make sure that we do nothing but grow and support each other's brands, other brands, you know what I'm saying, our communities, and everything that can be generational, you know, breaking of generational curses in a sense, right? So I'm going to go back to that. Everybody got to remember, it's not all negative if you're breaking curses. It's positive. This man's about to be the first mogul in his family. I'm calling it. You know what I'm saying? He's about to go do it. No pressure.
I appreciate that, man.
I'm calling
That's
it
love.
because this man is all in. No sleep, no breaks. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? And I'm literally proud of you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. You deserve a seat at the table. You keep preserving your legacy because that's what people feed off on, and I really appreciate you, bro. I do.
Thank you, bro. I can't wait to meet you in person and just hail you up one time. Like, man, it's coming though. We about to be out there. We'll be there soon.
Come on, fam. You got that seat at the table now, man. So we're about to connect on different levels. So it's all love. It's all love. And before you head out, if you could do me a solid and just say, hey, this is Fame. You are listening to Nexxlegacy Radio.
All right. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Fame Holiday, and you are now listening to It's the Nexxlegacy Radio.
Yes, yes, yes. Fame. Good looking out on not just this interview, but on your mission. I'm gonna make sure I hit your social media stuff up as well, so I can be able to DM you my contact info. And I got yours.
Sure.
I'm gonna text you actually. And when I say seat at the table, I feel like your generation, this next young generation of people you can lead them to a lot of different things, positive, man, and self-sufficiency, and all the kind of stuff you could do that you can be able to help give to others as well. So I'm gonna be at you, but I'm just proud, man. Keep it up, bruh. Don't stop.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. And again, like what you're doing is amazing. So I don't want you to stop. I want to see you grow. I want to see you take this to different levels you didn't even see it going. So keep it up, man.
I promise you I will. That is guaranteed, bro. Guaranteed. I'll be at you in a little bit, man. Appreciate you.
All right, cool. We'll talk soon.